Coming up on DC News Now at 4, leaders on Capitol Hill 2 weeks after the Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore.
The state of Maryland is still very much mourning.
Their vision for rebuilding a better future.
Plus, here in the district, plans for a safer Chinatown. We joined leaders on a safety walk through the neighborhood.
Despite having rather warm temperatures, some rainfall is on the way. We'll let you know when things will start to turn soggy across the DMV.
Then in Tech Talk, new EV charging stations coming to Prince George's County. We're hearing from the company behind the project.
Where did this come from?
And what were 7 sheep doing in the middle of the road?
As long as they don't get in our way, you know, there's no problem.
It's not a punchline. We've got reaction from neighbors.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thanks for joining us on this Tuesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Tosin Fakile in for Annalisa this afternoon. And new this afternoon, a 17-year-old boy has been arrested and charged in the murder of 14-year-old Avon Evans. Davis was shot and killed at the Brooklyn Metro Station last week.
DC Police Chief Pamela Smith said that surveillance footage played a key role in the arrest of the suspect. She says the 17-year-old DC native will be charged as a juvenile. Transit police say that Evans was involved in a fight on the station's platform when somebody who wasn't involved in the fight pulled out a gun and started firing it, hitting him. Smith says that she hopes the arrest will help bring closure to the family.
This case is another reminder of the work we all need to do to engage our youth and ensure that they do not take this path. I hope this arrest will bring some measure of closure to everyone who knew Avon.
Statistics from the D.C. police show that homicides are down 48% compared to last year.
All right, we're coming up on Forward 2 this afternoon. Let's take a live look outside over Roslyn. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful day. Another beautiful day this week.
It is, but you know, I just noticed a warm up when I went outside from earlier, and that's a good thing. You know, it was manageable. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with the first look at our forecast. Damon gave me the heads up this morning and told me it was going to get warmer. So
I'm going to start texting Damon in the morning.
Hey, I'm glad it definitely turned out to be a pretty beautiful day. I heard reports from some people, I haven't been out myself, that it was actually a little too warm for some out there. Yes, we saw those temperatures soar this afternoon. If you were prepared for it, I'm sure you enjoyed it, but if not, this may have been a slight shock to the system. Look at our current temperatures right now. We're well into the 70s, mostly middle to upper 70s. DC is actually one of these slightly cooler spots at 75. We have 81. Yes, we reached the 80s. Culpeper, Frederick, up toward Westminster there, and then Waldorf. 79. You found some cooler air along the shores of the Chesapeake Bay and back toward the Allegheny front. And yeah, yesterday was comfortable enough for the eclipse as we watched that take place during the afternoon. But today we jumped up those temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees more across pretty much the entire DMV. What a warm one it has been. Now, it's all because of the way the weather pattern is shaping up. We're on the leading edge of a storm system that is still centered all the way down toward the southern plains, but we are at least getting the southerly winds from that. That's what boosted our temperatures up, and we're also getting plenty of high cloud cover that's leading to plenty of filtered sunshine as we move toward the evening here. And yes, that cloud cover, it is going to continue for the next several hours, actually starting to be more noticeable as we go into the overnight. We're not really going to see any clear sky filtering through later on tonight. And as we head into the evening, a few locations in the DMV could be seeing some showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. So we'll be talking about that incoming rainfall, who's most likely to see it this evening, and also what those rain chances are looking like Wednesday and Thursday, all coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, looking forward to it. Well, it's been 2 weeks since Baltimore's Key Bridge collapsed after that cargo ship Dolly slammed into it during the early morning hours of March 26. 6 construction workers on the bridge presumed dead. Only 3 bodies have been recovered. Now, since then, a massive local, state, and federal effort has been underway to clear the debris and plan for a new bridge. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us from Capitol Hill, where all sides received an update on those efforts. Dave, what was discussed today?
Good afternoon to you, Tosin. A lot of talk centered on recovering the bodies of the 3 construction workers presumed to have died in the collapse. Plus, the talks also focused on the government's or the federal government's commitment to get the new bridge built. Today's update came as work continues to remove cargo containers off the dolly. The cargo ship remains in the channel since it struck the bridge March 26 after the crew reported they ran out of power. Roughly 5,000 tons of steel fell on the front of the ship, according to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That's roughly the weight of 12 Air Force Ones fully fueled, says the Corps. Plus, there's approximately 9,000 tons of steel on the bottom of the Patapsco River, along with 3,000 tons of concrete. The Port of Baltimore has remained closed to ships since the collapse, but U.S. Senator Ben Cardin said after the update, things are improving.
We now have two alternate channels that are open. We have a third channel that will be opened this month that will deal with the majority of traffic into the Port of Baltimore. And by the end of May, we hope to have the entire channel reopened.
And as for when ships will be able to sail in and out of the Port of Baltimore, that will happen once the dally has been removed. And again, that happens once the debris has been cleared from the ship. We're live on Capitol Hill. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, thank you. New details. The man suspected in the murders of two women and a carjacking in Manassas, Virginia last week will stay behind bars. But the suspect's family members tell DC News Now that there's more to the story. DC News Now's Randy Bass was in the courtroom today. Randy, what did you learn?
Yeah, Mark, the suspect, Edward James Jackson Bland, appeared virtually before the court today. The judge in this case assigned him an attorney, telling him he needs to get in touch with that lawyer to make another request for a bond hearing. The suspect in the case, Edward James Jackson Bland, told police that the two women needed to die, Asia Payne and Leanne Harris. This all according to court documents, but his family members who came to support him today tell a bit of a different story. As his charges were being read today, Jackson Bland started to make some remarks, and that family member who showed up to support him actually told him to shut up right in front of the courtroom. After the hearing, she told me she is his niece and she does not want to go on camera. She told me she believes her uncle is innocent and that the man who really pulled the trigger was also taken into custody, but on other charges unrelated to the murders. We've reached out to Prince William County Police about all of this, about her claims. They are not publicly connecting him to the crime or charging him with anything in connection to the crime at this point. The suspect in the case, Jackson Bland, will be back in court on June 25th. Live in Manassas, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Brandy, thank you. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin rewriting legislation to legalize popular skill games often found in convenience stores and gas stations. The governor upping the proposed tax rate and severely limiting where skill games can operate. The governor's amendments include language prohibiting skill games within 35 miles of casinos, racetracks, or satellite horse wagering locations. State Senator Aaron Rouse, who wrote the original bill, says he's urging the General Assembly to reject the governor's amendments.
The 35-mile radius, where that knocks out Virginia Beach, that knocks out Portsmouth, that knocks out the majority of the state. The governor's amendment is just a slap in the face to thousands of small businesses throughout our Commonwealth.
Skill games opponents say while they are still reviewing the governor's changes, they say that Rouse's original bill would have led to an unprecedented expansion of gambling in the Commonwealth, and Governor Youngkin's amendments present a more thoughtful approach.
Well, starting tomorrow, Prince George's County Animal Shelter in Lago will not accept owner-surrendered dogs. This policy will be in effect until at least the end of the month. Now, the shelter says space and a need to deep clean the facility is behind this new policy. During that time, the shelter is also waiving adoption fees to help find homes for 100 dogs currently in its care. Shelter officials say this will not impact their work with stray pets, animals other than dogs, or euthanasia requests. And the shelter is sharing tips to help owners keep pets out of the shelter. Microchipping your pets, always walking them on a leash, securing fences and gates, and getting your animal sprayed or neutered.
Well, in Montgomery County, locals are puzzled after several farm animals were discovered walking alongside a busy road. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree was in Montgomery County, and he heard from neighbors in the area where those animals were spotted.
As drivers drove along Stewarttown Road here in Montgomery Village this morning, some noticed goats and sheep walking right here on this sidewalk.
Where did this come from?
Neighbors living along Stewarttown Road wondering exactly how the animals seen in this video ended up here.
To be honest with you, that's kind of surprising because I didn't think there would be sheep all the way down here. I understand up there in Damascus or something there'll be sheep, but down here it's kind of surprising to me.
Kevin Barrios lives in a neighborhood just off Stewarttown Road. He says occasionally he hears animals at nearby homes.
Sometimes, you know, when I wake up in the morning, take my dog out to walk, we hear roosters and sometimes chickens and, you know, dogs that live down the road.
He says it's a relatively quiet area and the animals have never been a nuisance.
As long as they don't get in our way, you know, there's no problem, but hopefully they, you know, won't, you know, be a problem in the future or something, you know.
After seeing the video of the animals walking so close to the roadway, Barrios says he has concerns for the safety of the animals and drivers moving forward.
Some people, if I'm being honest, they go pretty fast on that road. So if one of those sheep go on the road or something, I don't know, a lot of problems can happen with that.
The Montgomery County Office of Agricultural Services says there is no special permit needed for county residents to own goats or sheep. Montgomery County Animal Services says those animals have been located and returned to their owner. Reporting in Montgomery Village, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.